Well, thank you and hello. Thank you for joining us. My name is Keith Wright from Shine Right Productions. We're here in the studio with none other than Diamond Priest Sean Razor. Right now we're celebrating the release of his album, the Ocean View Epistles, and it's available on any streaming platform that you prefer. But we're going to do this quick celebration, and we're going to get some questions in so you can actually get to know the artist, Diamond Priest. So, Sean Razor, why don't you go ahead and tell us a little bit about yourself so that people can understand, the motivation behind this project.
Hey, that's what it is. I'm a rapper, singer somewhat, producer, and an engineer. I've been making music now for about 21 years. And I love what I do. I try to take bits and pieces of everything that I experienced throughout my life or that I hear other people are going through and turn it into songs. And that's my job out here. Hopefully the stories come off with the spin that come from the moral perspective that I hold, and that it's able to help people. That's really what I'm all about.
Okay, that's good. That's good stuff. Because there's a bunch of titles to choose from on this recent project release, and I grabbed a couple that I thought grabbed me, and we'll go over those. And maybe at the end, if you had one that you wanted to play, for the people, we'll let you get that one out as well.
Sure.
But one of the things that a lot of people, when they say, okay, well, you're a producer, and you've been doing this so long, one of the questions that comes to mind is, what if you didn't choose to go down this route of production, this route of music? What would you be doing instead?
I don't think there was ever instead. It was always gonna be music. I was the kid my dad had to whoop to stop from making all the weird sounds and stuff. It was always in me. So it won't no there won't no other way for me. And like I said, I've been doing music for 21 years, and it's billions of people that haven't heard my name yet. So it shows you that no matter what takes place, I'm going to continue to make music. So
Oh, good, good, very good, and can't wait to actually get into it. So, one of the tracks that caught my ear first was "The Money," which I believe was produced by a local Jacksonville producer. Would you like to go into that a little bit?
yeah, there's a guy named Tony and stuff. We come from a similar background, and at least in the start of my recording career, he was in the same town I was in when I started recording, and his name was known back then. It's In Tone Productions and stuff. Check him out, man. He got a good ear, but I was able to procure the production from him and stuff, and he definitely pushed me to make sure I brought authenticity to the track, and I definitely believe I fulfilled that part because he felt satisfied whenever the work was done. Yeah, man.
Okay, well, let's go ahead and take a quick listen to "The Money." Here we go.
Yeah, let's talk to him. Come on. Yo, I'm about building wealth. Warren Buffett, bust it. You can kill it with that tough shit. Hire guys, the hire guys get you snuffed, bitch. How you street, you ain't never ever bust shit. You ain't never sold no bricks. Got the soul of a snitch. Stay on some whole shit. I'm real like oh shit. Fuck up your whole clique. I re-upped off the re-ups. Never asked to write the whole shit. Yo, artillery like a warship. Back to the future, like way the doors lift. Suicide the doors on the Porsche whip. Highlight Skywalker on my force shit. Black on black DC nights. Come through like a flatbed loaded with pipes. Rain death from the sky like an Air Force strike. Nigga, that cheap tough talk got a terrible price. Yo, You say you make moves, where your money? You say you hit the grooves, where the money? Looking like fake news, no money. Pull the tools, put the screws to these dummies. It's the rules of the dudes, you funny. Snot, no dirt, clothes, you mummy. Get the knowledge, get the power, get the money. It's all the jewels you low life's getting from me. Fuck your chip, cheese, and Fetty making major moves. Swiss salad daily, that's the way the razor moves. Oh, you still on consignment? You get paid to lose. You shake in front of bacon, I just pay them fools. Pay the lawyer, brought the jury and the judge. The witness disappeared like a gold digger's love. Don't fit, must have quit like OJ's glove. And if that don't work, then we killing the judge. Yo, the stockbroker don't know that's who he in the room with. Cash instruments, I bring it to the tune shit. Talk Ivy League, but got my masters in this goon shit. Mac 11 spit, but the Mars would clear the room quick. Time forward on the board, dog, you never know just how real the shit get with my cheddar low. I invest in some shit, then it better grow. Global moves, give a fuck about no inno. Yo, you say you make moves, where your money? You say you hit the grooves, where the money? Looking like fake news, no money. Pull the tools, put the screws to these dummies. It's a
So, I mean, that's already a banger, and we just getting started. So, awesome track and great production, and I like the concept. I mean, look, there's rules to this thing. Where's your money?
Yeah.
So, good stuff. Good stuff. So, moving this thing forward, uh, you know, about your particular production style. Can you tell us a little bit about what it is you like when you produce music? I mean, you've already explained that you're an artist 1st, but you do have your hand in production also.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, I'm always about for my personal, when I'm producing, it's always about the melodies. That's the thing that drives me. If I could care less about drums. I mean, I'll do them. I know how to do them, but I'm the man of melody. I guess that goes back to being an artist though, because everything from the flow to when you're singing, everything is about melody. Even round robin and stuff. Whenever I'm flowing through the track, yeah, that's what drives me, production wise, anyway.
Okay, okay. So that has to come from somewhere. So, where, who, and what are some of your influences for either your production or your art when you actually writing your rhymes?
Yeah, a lot of things come from out of the late '80s and early '90s and stuff. Whenever I first became, cognizant of everything that was going on in music. So of course, Michael Jackson, watching the way his vocals hit different parts of a beat and stuff whenever he's flowing through a track. Prince is really huge for me. Um, that's the reason why there's such a live instrument factor whenever I'm producing. But overall, like the idea of a song having, when it comes to being an artist, the song having an actual meaning to it, a purpose of it, a direction of it, it can never just be for nothing. I don't like to really do empty music. It always got to have a reason behind it. And the lyrics, I always like to be extremely clear and in me communicating exactly what I mean to say, you know, based upon, either my moral stance, where I stand as far as, the overall feeling towards the topic.
Okay, man, that's pretty deep. And that's pretty dope. Because there's a lot of music out there today that they don't have or maintain those same type of standards. So we appreciate you doing what you do to kind of stand out and not
I
follow
mean,
the.
I appreciate those guys too, because like, um, there's a few of those guys that are doing it that when I was whenever I was first being introduced to their music, where I didn't really appreciate it, but I noticed over time that they were touching emotions and stuff that I would never even bother to touch, like the XXX Tentacion kid, God bless his soul, rest in peace. But like this dude was literally putting in tracks depression, the type of feeling that a person would feel when they was on the brink of giving it all up. So I understand the reason why all those guys have a lane too. So I don't want to knock none of what they do. I'm just in my lane doing what I do.
Yep, understood and well received. Well received. So we're gonna get on to the next track, which, like I said, caught my attention on this project, um, which would be titled "The Ocean View Epistle." So can you explain this title and this song for me?
All right. So the Ocean View Epistle is really my debut album. It's the first album that I ever released over 20 years ago. And I'm a kid from a place in Norfolk called Ocean View. Ocean View is a place where you lived if your parents was two different races because it wasn't really socially acceptable yet. I mean, being biracial parents was just legalized in like 1969. I was born in 1980, so it wasn't a lot of difference in that 10 years as far as how people felt about it. But it's where we were allowed to be at, for them to be able to raise us and stuff. And in that area where I'm from, it's call it Little Galilee. You know what I mean? Like this is the place where the poor live, the people that society forgot. And it's so many stories that come from that life. Crack hit it really hard whenever in the 80s. Everything that people saw going on in the 80s was touching Ocean View. The world's largest naval base is there. So we was getting all the people from all over the world. All those cultures were mingling in that town. You know what I mean? So I really tried to bring those images to life in the track. And like I said, the Ocean View Epistles itself was the initial album for me to actually be able to bring it to the, to the globe right now. And this project is really important to me because of back then we didn't have, you know, iTunes like this. We didn't have this way to be able to distribute the music to the public like this. But yeah, that's basically the juice behind the track, behind the entire album.
Okay. Okay. So without further ado, we're gonna give the people a taste of the title track, "The Ocean View Epistle." Here we go.
If she want it, she'll buy it. Don't worry about it. She want it bad enough, don't she? Give it to her. You just doing business. Product of Reaganomics with a fiend shit and vomit. In my projects, Joe and Beat, I trust the process. No, it can't stay this way, not forever. And if I keep pumping this yay, I know shit'll get better. They say the cops is looking for me, and they knocked on my pop's door. But I've been out in Cali for about 2 months or more. They far behind on my trail though. 2 steps ahead, got 'em moving like they snail slow. Mad cause I sell blow. Bumps in the road, I read like Braille, bro. Don't pass the L, yo. A sober mind, I keep a nigga out of fucking hell, yo. I keep my nose clean, help me to smell dope. Have my team been to the beans, spider webs on their elbow. They know I pay for the lawyer. Come home, treat them royal. Bring that brick, cross the border to the Vic to go to spoils. Had a vision the other night, it was anointing me with oils. Like I'm a king in the street, treat them good, so they loyal. I ain't create cocaine, maybe the coca leaf, right? But motherfuckers is buying, and my family gotta eat. Sell, my nigga. Out in the snow for the dope, in the streets, slick as my flow. Situation gets sticky, then the blicky'll blow. In a foreign city, get head from the prettiest hoe. Got a committee with me, but walk in the city, you'd never know. Fuck around and find out, these goons will blow your mind out. Grow up, little nigga, fool, put you on permanent timeout. The feds trying to put conspiracy charges on me. Looking at niggas I know, like fuck it, you acting phony. But I don't get out of pocket, fuck it, Willie Masconi. Got a pool shark heart, my poker face go win a Tony. When a nigga wind up missing, we'll see how bad they really want me. Dominate the DA's kid, that'll probably haunt me. But it won't stop me from moving forward. Double-edged sword, survival's the only award. So we strike this accord. Never snitch, never play the part of a bitch. Long as we stick together, we gon' get rich, nigga. Yeah, we getting money now, bro. It's too late to turn back. All you gotta do is hit that.
Yeah, bro.
Okay.
That's one of my jams, man.
So yeah, so I mean, you definitely have some of your life woven into your music.
that's the beauty of it all. You know what I mean? Like when we start off as artists, um, first I start off as a poet. You know what I mean? A kid from, can I tell them it all, man? I got into the word deep, bro. My dad is a ex-G. You know what I mean? And he got into the Bible, ran into Pat Robinson on TV and stuff, and he got saved. And when he got saved, he's a G. Anything a G go at, he go at extra, extra hard. So he went at the Bible extra, extra hard. And what happened was he gave it to us like that, but he went to go to trucking school. And when he went to go to trucking school and stuff, get a career instead of hustling, he he told me some stuff like, "Yo, man, if you'll read the gospel, you know, I'll give you some money when I come back in town." So I got into the word. I basically learned to read with a Bible, and from that, I wound up going through the scriptures, verse at the verse at the verse, finding the Songs of Solomon and stuff, Proverbs, and these things formulated all my ideas towards the English language. And I would eventually become a poet and stuff, modeling a lot of my poetry after Songs of Solomon. And that led me into, hip hop and bringing, this descriptive form, the passion, saying exactly what you want to say in a passionate manner. You know what I mean? Into music. Yeah, man. It's the root of it all.
So that's deep. So you have, your lessons from your father having you read the word, and the things that you had to deal with on the street, um, to kind of weave this together and make you the person that you are right now. So
Yeah, I mean, that's tapestry. You know what I mean? You're talking about real life. But my dad never, I wasn't explaining the Bible like some people were. I think some people were explaining like that. You go into the church and like, oh, all that stuff, right? I wasn't explaining like that. My pops would be to me like, yo, these dudes was thugs, man. Peter was a gangster. These dudes cuss like sailors. They were sailors, fishermen. These was dudes from the street. So he explained the word to me in a way that the same way we hear Jay-Z or Biggie Smalls or anybody else talk, that was the way I thought all the prophets taught. And they was living real life. And I was facing real life and I was seeing it. So in the music I tell the story the same language that I was taught that they taught me. Like regular people, you know. They weren't politicians.
no, they weren't. No, they weren't. So now I'm gonna get a couple more questions in before we play the next one. So as far as your production goes, if you had the opportunity to remix any album, I mean, there's no limit, any album in the world, what album would it be?
All right, I'm gonna take this from two different viewpoints. As an artist, if I could spit over anybody's beats, where it'd be Jay-Z, the Black album. I like all those beats, and I like to spit and do my own album on those. From a producer standpoint, who I'd like to reproduce, man, any of Nas's albums, bro. Like I got mad love for the cat, man. Like he's paved the way in hip hop. I love the way he lays down meaning in all his verses and stuff. But I feel like he's been underserved through his producers, or perhaps his choice in production. That's always up to the artist what beat they choose to go on.
Which a lot of people would agree to disagree with you.
Oh, for
Um,
shizzle, man. I
but
ain't expecting nobody to see it my way. I just love him as an artist. I feel like he could have did, at least the numbers that Jigga did if he had Jigga's beat selection.
no, it's a valid point because I mean I think the difference isn't so much their philosophies. I think a lot of it is those smaller things that make their songs stand out on their own. You can have the dopest rhyme, but if you've got the wrong atmosphere wrapped around it, it could kill the vibe. and the message won't get across the same way.
I get the feeling a lot of times when I listen to Nas, and it's something that I really appreciate because I'm a very message driven artist. Like, I'm not driven a whole lot by the rhyme scheme. I'll break out of a rhyme scheme. Like, I don't give a damn about song concept in order to continue to say exactly what I mean to say. So I definitely sympathize with his aura. He wants to say what he wants to say. He doesn't care what the beat sounds like. He means to say what he plans to say. So I comprehend that. But I can't even say for sure that I could do a better job because of I'm guessing these are talented producers he was working with. I'm sure they tried. You know what I mean? But the man had a great career, so I can't knock him.
No, and I mean, he's even put something out just a few months ago.
Oh, I love the new project. I think, yeah, they did a wonderful job.
Yeah. So,
and I hope to hear more albums from him. Now that we're realizing that hip hop is eternal, you know, that this isn't a 14-year-old, 15-year-old sport, you know what I mean, or for 15-year-olds and stuff. It's a sport for juggernauts of the mind, really. You know, I'm hoping to hear a lot more projects from Jay-Z. I just heard the joint he did with Nipsey. I thought it was beautiful. So yeah. I want all these old guys with their wisdom to bring it into the industry and continue to raise the culture, you know?
Absolutely. So we're going to get into this next track called It's My Story. So
for sure.
Go ahead and build the scene for this track for us so we understand where your mind was when you recorded and put this out.
Yeah, actually, this was one of the last tracks that were recorded for the album. It was within the last 6 tracks or something that I recorded before I finished the project, between 4 and 6. I record a lot of songs, it's hard to keep up. But the song itself was, I just got this new microphone that I like a lot, the Shure mic. It's the same joint that Michael Jackson recorded Thriller on, so I was all excited. And I was like, yo, man, on this mic, I could tell my story. The way that I lived it, you know, the way I experienced it, the way that it hit me, my perspective. So I came through in the track. It's my story. Let me tell it for myself, because everybody's going to embellish it. Once you're dead and gone, either they're going to make you a mythological hero. You know, you're going to be, you might have been born as a man, but you're going to be a god by the time they finish with it, or they're going to dog you out like they do Bill Cosby and stuff. You know, but let me tell it for myself before I'm dead and gone. I always look at all these songs I made, these archives of songs, you know, that I've made. There's 300 published as a legacy for future generations to be able to go back and be like, oh, that was Grandpa. That's how Grandpa thought. Or that was how great-great-grandpa thought. And for the generations to be able to look back and see it, you know what I mean? It's a time capsule.
Okay. All right, well, let's go ahead and dig into it. This is it's my story. Here we go.
It's my story. Let me tell it for myself. It's my story. Can't be told by no one else. It's my story. I try to do the best in all I do. Invest in my money, and the money grew. The slice up and race the boys from the men. Some movie gets better towards the end. I nominate my wifey for the win. If I have my way, I'll never fall short again. But I know life, sorta like accordion. When you win, you win. When you out, you lose your audience. We pretend it don't matter, but in a broader sense, when I hear the roar, the audience is glorious. No matter what your story is, when you dead and gone, you get embellished by historians. They either throw shade or throw clout, leaving out a whole bunch of shit they ain't know about. And the reader, listen to the lies of a writer, knowing damn well half truths don't make us any wiser. It's my story. Let me tell it for myself. It's my story. Can't be told by no one else. It's my story. Let me tell it for myself. It's my story. Can't be told by no one else. It's my story. I used to sit for hours in the living room, listen to my pops as he tried to groom me into the man that I became. And all that unearned wisdom caused me a lot of pain. Experience has always been the best teacher. Think daddy missed his calling, probably should have been a preacher. I left home, married a hoe for her features. Learned the hard way, the truth in all his speeches. It be some pretty faces of some horrible creatures, including myself. As a young man, I was handsome. Tell him I love him, promised the pretty girls a mansion. Called it kick again, cause I ain't had the finances. Grow way out my league, but my lies increase my chances. Made babies in the process, and now they want my answers. Daddy was young, I ain't know no better. Yeah, I did. I just didn't consider the consequences.
It's my story. Let me tell it for myself. It's my story.
Yeah, bro.
See that?
And see, these songs, Lord knows, man. These songs is from the soul, bro. Soul.
I can tell, because I can hear. Like I said, every track has a different message. It's a different section, a different chapter of your life that you seem to have gone through. You know, you touched on your pops, and you know we talked about that a few moments ago. You know, this one touched on relationships, you know, your first marriage.
Yeah.
So I mean, I
pretty
can see
pretty
where.
lady, man. Pretty lady. And I don't mean no disrespect towards it now. You know, we all grown now. We talking about decisions we made when we was kids. You know, we was very, very young. And so I don't mean no disrespect, but I'm just telling the story from a young man's standpoint. My dad will refer to it as your first piece of steady. We'll censor it for the audience. The
Yeah,
punani. You
yeah,
know what I mean? Your first piece,
right.
you know, that's steady like that, you know, and they so pretty and stuff. It's real easy to the ego. They hide behind the ego. You know, that's and you know how the sixth sense, bro. The third eye be open, and it be telling you, and you be ignoring this stuff. You should know better. You know when you should have called it quits. It should have never been a marriage, but you're just playing the game, rolling with the punches. Lessons I learned, man. Like it's the reason why I'll be making these albums well into my 90s. You know, because the wisdom never stops coming once you ask them for it, and that's what these songs are supposed to be full of, wisdom.
Yeah, it's true. I mean, the word says that a man, if he wants, you know, wisdom, all he has to do is ask.
As God, He
And
gives freely.
so, um, have a couple questions for you though. So, as far as you know, the production side,
Mm-hmm.
if you could name any under the radar producer that helped influence your sound, who would that be?
Man, that's a difficult question for me to answer because my production style really isn't mirrored in the industry. I've been compared to Ryan Leslie.
Okay.
Um, so because of everything that I do is it's extremely melodic. You know, it's very live instrument based, very melodic, and um, but there's bits and pieces of a lot of them. You know, I've got some Neptune in there. Um, I love I love what they do. I've got some RZA in there. There's RZA in there. Like I get in here sometimes and I'll run chords and I'll literally run chords in a simple pattern to mimic something the RZA did to give it a certain energy. I got some Dre in there. I always want to bring, you know, that feeling that I got the first time I heard Snoop Dogg's first album. It's so many influences that come with the production. It really is all a matter of what the vibe is, the vibration when I come into the lab to produce something. You know what I mean?
Gotcha, gotcha. So, and that'll kind of roll into my next question for you. So, if you had the opportunity and money was not an option to work with any producer available right now,
Mm-hmm.
who would it be?
Man, it would be a combo. It would be a combo production set. It would be Scott Storch, melody, Timberland, drum lines. So them two together, because of course, there's some. I rarely get to actually to do something I love to do. I love to sing, man, and I rarely get to do it because of normally whenever somebody makes a beat that you can sing on, it's really slow R&B style. I like to do a more a quicker paced form of singing. But yeah, if I could get those two together and money wasn't an object, man, I'd probably buy about 4 or 5 tracks for them.
That is an interesting combo, but it makes sense for your style of music. So I get it. I get it. So right now we actually have an opportunity for you to pick one of your favorite projects on this album release and kind of frame the picture. So go ahead and give us the name and tell us why this one hits you harder than any of the other ones on this project.
All right. Let's see. Give me. I might need a second for this.
Yeah, you can scroll. It's cool. But for those who don't know, the album is the Ocean View Epistles. It's available now. Cop it, stream it, buy it, listen to it, share it. There's a lot of information in these tracks.
Yeah.
So
I think for me, brother, I think that the one song I like to do a song for my city where I'm from, and it's called "I Love My City."
okay, so kind of go ahead and frame the song for us while I pull it up for you.
So I'm from Norfolk, Virginia. Ocean View was my set. The beautiful thing about Norfolk is we're talking about the world's largest naval base, a beautiful port. This is talking about the beginning of America. This is where the slave ships literally landed. This is where everything starts for our history on this land for a lot of us. You know what I mean? And in this city that I live in, it's such an awkward city. There's so many police, like it's a ridiculous ratio of police to actual citizens. And I actually mentioned that to this political scientist dude from Africa one time. And he goes, tell me you got to know the history of what happened here and why it's so important for them to make sure that, you know, that stuff don't get wild. Because we 70%, you know, of the population there. It's not like it is in a lot of parts of America. But I love my city, man. Like, I love Norfolk. There's nothing like it. It's when I talk about Norfolk, Virginia Beach may think they separate. Portsmouth may think that the 7th city in general is it's the best part of the country, man. All the people coming in from overseas and stuff, from New York to California, North Dakota to Texas, everybody coming into their naval base, it just makes this cultural melting pot. And it's so beautiful, man. The energy is just so wonderful. You know what I mean? And I love it. I love everything about it. I love what it made me. You know, I love all my experiences. I love what it feels like you know what I mean, to be in like baby New York, man. That's what they call my city. Norfolk is called baby New York. And I love it, man. It's bite size. It's perfect for a G to learn the ropes, you know, without swallowing the motherfucker. Oh, pardon my French.
Okay. So without further ado, we're gonna go ahead and get a taste of "I Love My City," Norfolk, Virginia.
Ocean view with the ocean's blue and the streets run red with the bloods. And everything you do comes back to you. That's why the hood still show me love, cause I love my city.
I love this town.
Norfolk, Virginia, man, I love my city. Norfolk, Virginia, yeah, I love my city. Norfolk, Virginia, man, I love my city. Norfolk, Virginia, man, I love my city.
I love this town. When the shit go down, me and my fam be a part of it. Fuck it, we the heart of it. Lived it in the streets, then we made an art of it. Credentials run deep, like Charlotte Hornet starter shit. Team no sleep, up to the crack of dawn. Hustle or don't eat, out here till the pack is gone. Different hustle, same drive with the magic phone. David versus Goliath about to add a stone. Shoot my shot, trust God to carry it. 20s on the Buick, swing low, sweet chariot. Pocket full of hundreds to them 20s, see Harriet. When you come for nothing, you get money and you cherish it. I ain't used to money, you could tell from how I carry it. 25 grand on the F, I ain't scared of shit. Oblivious to haters and the harm that they wish me. Nipsey, long after I'm dead and gone, the city gon' miss me.
Ocean View with the ocean's blue and the streets run red with the bloods. And everything you do comes back to you. That's why the hood still show me love, cause I love my city. Over Virginia, man, I love my city. Over Virginia, yeah, I love my city. Over Virginia, man, I love my city. Over Virginia, man, I love my city.
Norfolk, Virginia, where I come from, the jobs don't pay, so we hustle till the sun come up. Early in the morning with the trash can truck, moving that word, listen man, stand up. For a real one, the last time you see one like me. No punchlines, but I paint it precisely. Baggies full of rock, stashing that bottle of iced tea. Niggas cross the block, look like they want ice me. Shit get hot, and I don't mean spicy. The fiends in the cops move shiesty. Nigga get shot, he gon' make an iced tea. Relocate the spot, can get a little pricey. The life I see.
Ocean View with the ocean's blue and the streets run red with the bloods. And everything you do comes back to you. That's why the hood still show me love, cause I love my city. Over Virginia, man, I love my city. Over Virginia, yeah, I love my city. Over Virginia, man, I love my city. Over Virginia.
You
Now that paints a nice picture of where you're from. The side that a lot of people don't get to see. So
it was a really cool thing I seen some time back, and they were describing hip hop and what's transpired over the years, and it's been a lot of rehashing of stories that were told by other people into what they call hip hop now. Like people, they're not telling the story of what they lived through, what they experienced, or you know, actual stuff that they was a part of or into. And I think it's fragmented hip hop and taking away the lessons that could have been learned from it. Broken glass everywhere. If it ain't about the money, people just don't care. They took that out of it. And what they did is they copy bits and pieces what other people were doing or telling the story of their authentic experience. And it made me feel good about what I do as an artist, especially in this project where these are actually stories that are from my actual life. So there's a whole finality to it. You see the outcome of it. You see the cause and effect of it all. It fits the entire universal truth. You know what I mean? Whenever you hear it played out, because it's actually the cause, the effect, the penalties, the consequences, be it positive or negative consequence. And I feel like that's what the music need, man. So I'm real proud of the work I did, man. I know I did my job.
and you should be, because I mean we can hear the authenticity in each track. So hopefully when people go and actually listen to the whole project for themselves, they can hear or pull out something from each of
Absolutely.
your songs. So um, we're not going to keep it much longer because this is time is money, like everything else, right?
For sure.
Um, but from what I understand, you got another project that you got to record even tonight.
Yes, that's absolutely true. We always the next album, the next album, the next album. That's how it's got to be.
Okay, so a question about your process. So everyone has their own, steps, checklists, or ways that they go into, you know, making a project happen or making a song happen. So can you try to give us, not the secrets, but how do you get yourself into the mind frame to get into a project started?
Yeah. At the root of it is always something that's transpired in my life, something that's been brought to mind. Typically, there's going to be a production that I'm going to hear, and when I hear it, I'll hear like the first two or three words or something will just make me be like, you know, is well with my soul. And, you know what I mean? Like just something will hit, and then I just go. I try. I don't believe in writing songs. I don't think that's good for music. Not to knock anybody who does write, but it helps my energy just to go from, you know, that initial moment and allow that energy to carry through. And if it carries through an entire production all the way through, then you got a song. You know, that's how you know it is a song, because you didn't have to force it. It laid itself out. You know.
Okay. Which, you know, it is important, because you said that, you know, you do react and respond to the stimuli that you receive, whether it's, you know.
Yeah, I try. There's a divine energy in this existence. You know, I don't want to go all metaphysical, spiritual. It's something that says when something's supposed to go a certain way, the beat play, system's going, first words go, and then it's just follow it through, all the way through until it's done. And at the end of it, there's a message, and it played out right, and the energy went through, and you didn't force it. You got something quality that the people can enjoy.
Okay.
You know, or learn from.
Well, and we hope people do learn and listen, and not just taking this for an entertainment value only. But that being said, though, there is a specific project that you did earlier in the days of the Dope Producers United getting together.
Yes.
And you know, it was radical. It was a time that we've seen happen over and over again, with so many others, you know, suffering and paying the ultimate price with their lives. And you actually wrote a song about that in one of the challenges. Would you like to talk about that project?
Yeah. We was coming out of the stuff that just happened in Minnesota, you know, and yeah, man, the stuff that just happened in Minnesota, and the whole world watched this policeman kneel on this man's throat for damn near 20 minutes. And we were looking at a situation where they were at the time, they were trying to justify and talk about what the man had done, and was it a fake $20 bill, and all these different ways that they're trying to twist and turn the story, as they have done for hundreds of years now, to where they try to justify the mistreatment of people based upon their outward appearance. So yeah, man, it's a song called I Can't Breathe. And man, it's a, yeah, I don't really want to talk about it too much. It's a because there's no justice still, man. It's crazy. It's all this time later, they still haven't put this guy on trial. These guys are still just sitting in jail, half of them out on bail.
I understand. You know, it's an emotional thing, because there seems to be no resolution to the actions.
That's how you know you're
place.
dealing with an empire, man. You're dealing with an empire that it's just nothing you could do. It's gonna take God, man.
Okay.
Back to God.
That being said, let's go ahead and listen to a little bit of this track, I Can't Breathe.
I can't breathe. Dang it, please don't kill me. I can't breathe. Tell my kids I love them. I can't breathe. Dang it, please don't kill me. I can't breathe. Mama, they can't hear me. God, tell me why they hate us so much. Is it something we did in the history they hid? Are we serving the bid? Is it something we done? Make a cop pull his gun. They wonder why we run. Nigga, we scared. That's why we act tough. Been through all the stuff. Thinking if we act mad, it won't be so rough. Apparently it's not enough. Treating us like we're criminals when y'all the one with generals. Much amount of earth, killing black and brown people for turf. I had the truth, but I don't know what it's worth. Cause in my hands it means nothing if the people don't listen. Still talking, chasing chicken, bragging about they work in the kitchen. My people lost, Lord. Tell me, can you hear me when you save us? The people that
And the part it hit me, it's so troubling to me. It was so hard to actually record that because those are actually the words that he was quoted as saying as they were killing him, calling out for his mama. You know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah. I mean, it was, and the world saw it.
The whole
Um,
world, and nobody is like they marched for a long time. I'm gonna say that this time. It was a difference, bro. They went out there for a long time and marched, and you just get this feeling like the empire, you know what I mean, feels like they can outlast, how no matter how long we're willing to march, whether it's Occupy Wall Street or Black Lives Matter, no matter how long we're willing to stay out there, if they just stand still long enough and don't do nothing, we'll eventually go home. You know what I mean?
and it's unfortunate. It's unfortunate because there's change that needs to be had, um, especially in the state that we live in right now.
Yeah.
We've just had all kinds of political turmoil. We've had all kinds of accusations. We've had, I mean, some unprecedented actions, happening in our nation right now. So, from me to you, I want to say thank you personally for putting the things that are going on into your music projects. And I know that others are doing their versions of these type of things, but I mean,
And I applaud them for it. I want more of that, man. It's a sure sign that you're reflecting what you're living through and not somebody else's experience that you're trying to get paid off of. Like I can, like somebody doing their best rendition, a cover song, and calling it their original work. So I love it. I forgot what the kid's name was, man. He came out with one. It wasn't. Was it Roddy Rich or was it Lil Baby? I can't remember. I think it was Lil Baby, but he did his thing, man. It's just the song that I was able to identify with, and I'm glad he did it. You know what I mean?
oh yeah, yeah, I believe it was it's bigger than black and white.
Yeah,
Um,
that song, bro. He did a
yeah,
he did a real good job with that track.
yeah, yeah, yeah. He actually did. He actually did. Um, but we're gonna close this thing out. We appreciate you coming through and allowing us to capture these moments with you to celebrate, your album release. The Ocean View Epistles.
Absolutely.
Um, uh, Definitely want to do this again because there's so much in this album that we can't touch just because there's not enough time. So people definitely get out there, stream it, buy it, share it out, get the word around.
Absolutely.
Because there's definitely something in there for everybody. So, do you
Absolutely.
have any parting
Yeah, man. I
comments you
want
would
to
like to make?
tell the people follow me on Instagram and stuff. I'm Virtual Priv. Um, I'm a normal dude. You can always just reach out to me and talk to me. Hit me up in the messenger and stuff. I love to chat. You going through anything in life, man? Hit me up. Um, I'm always available. I love to help. I love to go through and show both sides of an argument. So if you're going through a dispute or something you don't quite understand in life, just hit me up. We'll sit and link, bro. I'm I'm not here to try to be above no man. I'm here for mankind. That's what I'm here for. So yeah, just hit me up, Virtual Priv
Okay,
on
okay.
Instagram. You know what I mean?
So there it is. But again, I'm Keith Wright, Shine Right Productions. One of the links, DPU, as well as Diamond Priest here. He's another one of the
Absolutely.
legs. Um, we love what you're doing, brother, and just keep doing what you're doing. But we're gonna sign off. Thank you, and good night.
Peace.